It is Friday, March 14th. Changing of the guard, Mark Carney will be sworn in this morning as the 24th Prime Minister of Canada.
All I know, first time we had an opportunity to sit right across from the table from him, look him square in the eyes, and had a great conversation.
Positive talks. Ontario Premier Doug Ford saying his meeting in Washington over tariffs went well, with both sides planning to meet again next week.
The German Foreign Minister and me, we are actually wearing the Canadian colours for solidarity.
The EU wearing red and white to show support for Canada at the G7 foreign ministers meeting. A risky takedown. Police releasing this video of unmarked cruisers boxing in a stolen car. 4 robbery suspects have been arrested. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Good morning and welcome to your morning for this Friday. I'm Marcia McMillan. Happy Holy.
Happy Holy indeed. We got Vijaya Salvaraju coming on the show later too with some holy cuisine, which is exciting.
It's got a great show.
It's a great show. I'm Teddy Wilson. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, great to have you guys. I'm Kelsey McEwen. Hope your day is off to a wonderful start. Millions of people around the world are celebrating Holi. It is the festival of colors. The Spring Festival, if you didn't know, it symbolizes the victory of good over evil and marks the end of winter. So beautiful morning in our studio. Thank you to our lighting crew, Karen, for all the work with the lights and this gorgeous graphic here behind us. So all the celebrations continue through the show. And like Teddy said, we're wrapping it up with some good eats.
Yes.
And the end of winter.
And the end of winter, too.
Yahoo!
And Friday.
And we made it to Friday.
Yeah, lots to celebrate.
Day 5 for me.
Yes.
Final
How you
day.
doing?
It's been great.
Good.
And today, on my 5th and final day, I went to the correct studio. I did not go into the e-talk studio,
I didn't know
as I
you
have
did.
done every morning. No, I was too embarrassed to say.
Right. You've just been
every
doing
morning I've gone straight there directly.
Quick celebrity sighting at e-talk and then here, right?
It was dark.
It was
Very dark.
Awesome. Well, it's been great to be here all week with you. And let's turn to the top news stories we're following for you today. Leading with Mark Carney, who, as you know, will become Canada's 24th Prime Minister today. We're also getting new details on the cabinet that will be sworn in alongside Carney. It's reportedly going to be a condensed cabinet with a shift in some big portfolios. Sources tell CTV News that Chrystia Freeland has been offered the role of Transport Minister. Karina Gould, who of course ran during the Liberal leadership race, has apparently not been offered a spot. Sources also say Public Services and Procurement Minister Jean-Yves Duclos and Immigration Minister Mark Miller are being dropped from cabinet. Health Minister Mark Holland announced yesterday he will not be seeking re-election. Officials say Carney's #1 priority right now is the trade war with the United States. And Prime Minister-designate Carney shared this last night on social media. Right now, we're building a government that will deliver what our country needs most. We're going to protect Canadians during this crisis and build a stronger economy for the future. And you can watch special coverage of the official swearing in of Prime Minister-designate Mark Carney. It's hosted by CTV's chief political correspondent, Vashi Kapelos. Coverage starts at 10 a.m. Eastern on CTV News Channel and CTV.ca. And of course, we're now in Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's final hours on the job. On Thursday, he took to social media to say goodbye.
I am so proud of Canadians. I'm proud to have served a country full of people who stand up for what's right, rise to every occasion, and always have each other's backs when it matters most. This may be my last day here in this office, but I will always be boldly and unapologetically Canadian. My only ask is that no matter what the world throws at us, you always be the same.
After nearly 10 years on the job as our PM, he shared this video online with the caption, "Hey Canada, one last thing." According to CTV News source, Trudeau will meet with Governor General Mary Simon this morning to officially resign. He'll then recommend she ask Mark Carney to form government and a new cabinet. New Nanos polling shows Trudeau will end his time as Prime Minister with his favorability rating at a 12-month high. Canadian and U.S. officials expected to meet for talks about tariffs again next week after what sounded like a mostly positive meeting in Washington on Thursday.
It was an opportunity for us to understand in a very concrete way the American process over the next few weeks.
Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc says the rules of engagement in this trade war are now more clear. Meanwhile, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says the meeting was constructive. For now, the trade war with the U.S. goes on with 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum, and our country's countermeasures in place as well. LeBlanc and Industry Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne are expected to maintain front bench positions, but their specific roles remain to be seen. Well, despite those civil tariff meetings in Washington, on Thursday, U.S. President Donald Trump repeated his threats to annex Canada.
To be honest with you, Canada only works as a state. It doesn't. We don't need anything they have. As a state, it would be one of the great states anyway. This would be the most incredible country visually. If you look at a map, they drew an artificial...
He also referred to the border between Canada and the United States as a, quote, artificial line. Trump also saying the U.S. needs Greenland for international security. Trump making both of these comments while sitting next to NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte at the White House. Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly expected to address the media this morning along with her G7 counterparts on the final day of that summit in Charlevoix, Quebec.
Mr. Rubio, is it appropriate for a G7 member to threaten the sovereignty of another G7 member?
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio will likely be asked questions about annexation threats. You heard one there. He met privately with Joly Thursday, though she insisted tariffs were the top priority. She has not said how those meetings went. Canada has been pushing for maritime cooperation between the G7 this week, though issues around the war in Ukraine and tariffs have been more divisive. Joly may also leave the meeting. She's hosting shortly after the remarks to media this morning in order to, of course, attend Mark Carney's swearing in at Rideau Hall. Toronto police have released a video showing a high-risk takedown of robbery suspects in North York. This is the moment unmarked cruisers boxed in a stolen car Wednesday. It all happened near Bathurst Street and Wilson Avenue. Following behind the stolen car, a pickup truck that collided into the back of the car. Two others you're seeing here are the unmarked police cruisers. Police did not say if anyone was injured in the collision. During the arrest, police recovered a hammer and a loaded handgun. 4 suspects have been arrested, 3 of them teenagers. They're believed to be responsible for 3 robberies in the city this month. There's a measles outbreak in northern Alberta, but the province's health minister says getting the vaccine is a parental choice.
There's a worldwide increase in measles, and this is it's a concerning finding to see a case in Alberta.
Health experts are reiterating the importance of getting a measles vaccine. As of right now, there are 6 confirmed cases and 1 probable case since the outbreak was declared on Sunday. We've been following the outbreak closely in Ontario as well. The outbreak is happening in 11 public health units across the province. As of Wednesday, 277 cases have been confirmed in Ontario. There are also 95 probable cases. Well, to some entertainment news now. Chapel Roan is getting the job done. First country song. It's called The Giver. Chapel Roan first debuted the track during her Saturday Night Live performance in the fall. It's her first release since dropping the very successful pop song Good Luck Babe nearly a year ago.